The twin spires of Churchill Downs, the grass of Wimbledon's center court, symbols as fundamental to the history and lore of a sport as the great champions who have won on these grand stages. One of the most venerated of these symbols is found here in Indiana on a track both accurately and reverently called the Brickyard.
The brick. Building block of civilization. A demonstration of man's will over nature. From the simplest of ingredients comes a raw power of which great things are built. Enter this hallowed track and you realize, no matter how much times change, some things stay the same. Tough is tough. Fired up is fired up. And a finish line is a finish line. Victory here is a precise process. Get it right, and you'll stand the test of time. Get it wrong, and it spells disaster. This grand palace is built of brick and mortar, grit and speed. Despite conventional wisdom, the pieces don't always fit together, all from a single mold, but each with its own drive to defend their title, cement their place in history, battle on their home turf, and build their own legend. They all come to this place of spectacle for a single purpose, because it is only a jar in Indiana that a hardcore man-made stone looks good enough to kiss.
You are looking live at the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where this afternoon, as we kick off NBC and TNT's coverage, as they will take you all the way to Atlanta for the championship. We welcome you to the 8th running of the Brickyard 400. 250,000 fans on hand today for the running of the Brickyard 400. Qualifying wrapped up just a few moments ago. Dylan Murway laid another blistering fast lap to get on the pole. However, things had not gone very well for the kid from Greeley, Colorado. Led the most laps in 3 of the last 4 races. But his best finish, 5th at Michigan. He has 3 wins to his name this year, but 3 DNFs kind of cancels that out. Last week at Dover, Jeff Gordon pulled the same pit strategy that he pulled in the Coca-Cola 600, driving the same exact paint scheme to earn his 2nd win of the season. As today, it's a hometown gig as we salute America in history. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you American Boy from 1990s country music star Eddie Rabbitt.
In the extraordinary, we're free to discover more. Together, we inspire each other to explore for a lifetime. Lock in your best days early. Lift tickets are limited. The extraordinary awaits.
I wanna live in a place where the name there gets Billy. Turn on the radio and hear my man Willie. Friday night football, stand up and cheer. Go where I wanna go, I'm a free man here. I'm an American Chevy, ain't got no Peugeot. My older brother was a G.I. Joe. Red, white, and blue, from my head to my toe. I'm an American boy. My little brother watched Saturday morning cartoons. I mowed the front lawn in the afternoon, fixing up my car, working for a living. Drive down to the seashore, looking at the pretty women. I'm an American boy. Drive me a Chevy, ain't got no Peugeot. My older brother was G.I. Joe. Red, white, and blue, from my head to my toe. I'm an American boy. I'm an American boy. I buy American. I'm an American boy. Yes, I am. I'm an American boy. I'll die an American. I'm an American boy. Got me a Chevy, ain't got no Peugeot. My older brother was a G.I. Joe. Red, white, and blue, from my head to my toe. I'm an American boy. I buy American. I'm an American boy. I'll die an American. I'm an American boy. I'm an American boy. Coast to coast. I'm an American boy. Just like apple pie, baby. I'm an American boy. Yeah. I'm an American boy. I'm an American boy.
The road to the
Want to manage your credit
playoffs
cards, bank accounts, and
begins
savings
here
together? Make a better view of your money happen.
at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for race 16 of 36. It's time to go trackside.
Welcome to MRN's live coverage from the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway for today's Brickyard 400. You can just feel the excitement all around for this race.
Well, every little boy has a dream of one day racing here at Indy. What an exciting experience for the rookies who are getting to do it for the first time.
The NBC car has put together a great season so far.
Gaining on the leader is tough when you are in the top 5 in points. It takes you having a good race and the leader having a bad one in order to gain anything substantial.
After finishing second twice to Dale Earnhardt Jr. for the Busch Series Championship, Kenseth beat him out for Rookie of the Year in 2000.
And he did it without qualifying well. Despite only 2 top 10 starting spots, he posted a 14th place points finish and a win and 11 top 10s.
Something a little out of the ordinary in this one for Chase Montgomery.
You know, I spoke with the guys from that team in the garage this morning, and they said they tried something a little different in qualifying this week. They learned their lesson, though. Stick with what works, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Here's the starting lineup. In the front row are the NBC car and the Alltel Dodge. In the second row are the DuPont Chevrolet and the Dale Jr. Chevrolet. Tony Stewart, this season's point leader, will be starting from the 5th place. In row 4 are the UPS Ford and the Stacker 2 Dodge. Rounding out the top 10 starting spots are the Lowe Chevrolet and the Motorcraft Ford. The 6th row has the Pfizer Ford and the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. In row 7 are the Sterling Marlin Dodge and the 97 car. Starting the race from row 8 are the Valvoline Pontiac and the Dodge Dealers UAW Dodge. And in row 9 are the Team Rusty Dodge and the Interstate Battery Chevrolet. Starting in row 10 will be the 22 car and the 02 car. In row 11 are the Granger Ford and the Haviland Dodge. In row 12 are the M&M's Ford and the Cheerios Dodge. Row 13 finds the Tide Pontiac and the Bam Racing Dodge. The 14th row has the Net Zero Pontiac and the Dodge Dealers UAW Dodge. In row 15 are the U.S. Army Pontiac and the Kodak Maxville Pontiac. Starting the race from row 16 are the 41 car and the Singular Wireless Chevrolet. Row 17 has the Georgia Pacific Dodge and the GM Goodrich Chevrolet. Starting in row 18 will be the Kellogg Chevrolet and the UAW Delphi Chevrolet. In row 19 are the 30 car and the Civil Air Patrol Chevrolet. In row 20 are the 27 car and the Pennzoil Chevrolet. Back in row 21, we have the Hooters Ford and the 57 car. And rounding out the field is the 99 car.
Every little boy dreams of playing on the big stage in sports, whether that be Lambeau Field in football or the Madison Square Garden in the NBA. This is our Madison Square Garden. Today, will a new driver add his name to the illustrious list of Brickyard 400 winners and make for a pretty incredible legacy? Or will we see another driver add on to their resume? Kind of shocking to see Jimmy Johnson go this far into the season without a win. To be fair, it was this point last season where Jimmy Johnson won his first race of the year. That was back in Kansas. But at the end of the day, we're going to find out. Dylan Murway, Ryan Newman lead the field down. We'll be ready for the championship in Atlanta as we're underway at the Brickyard. Coming down the backstretch as we're building up speeds that rival Daytona and Talladega. They reach 204 going into the corners. Contact is made as Matt Kenseth takes the lead coming through turn 3. Making our way out of turn 4, Jeff Gordon again started third but fell outside the top 5. Last time he did that, other 2 times he's done that, he's gone to victory lane. Could he add a 4th Brickyard 400 to his list? Look for him to be strong today. Matt Kenseth is your early leader here in the Brickyard 400. Tony Stewart and Ryan Newman battle for 3rd. Tony Stewart is a Indiana native looking to win in front of his home crowd this afternoon. Seems like after that somewhat interesting start, things have settled down. Matt Kenseth is your leader. He has 2 wins to his name this year. Him and Jeff Gordon have 2 wins. Everybody else in the playoffs has 1 win to their total. The highest driver that does not have a win on points that is currently in that top 16 is the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. As we got a 3-car breakaway sort of up front. Ryan Newman is losing the draft a little bit. Currently sitting in the 3rd position. So it is Kenseth, Murway, Newman, and Stewart, the top 4.
Come on, buddy, push it. We can pick up some more spots. You got it clear. Stay on this back bumper. Keep racing him clean. Start to gain his respect.
Newman looking under the inside of Murway for the 3rd. Newman continues to fall back in line. Dylan Murway continues to basically glue himself to the back bumper of Kenseth. Going through 3 and 4 again. It is been a relatively unchanged top 5. Gordon fell way out of the top 5 on that initial start. Top 5 as it sits: Matt Kenseth, Dylan Murway, Ryan Newman, Tony Stewart, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. round out the top 5. 5 laps complete here in the Brickyard 400. It has been the Dylan Murway and Matt Kenseth show up to this point in the early stages. The top 3 have virtually broken away from the field. As they race across the pagoda and under the run stretch. Indianapolis Motor Speedway is one of those places where you can just, when you walk in, and you can just hear the names of legends that have found success at this historic facility. Names such as Gordon, Earnhardt, Jarrett, Elliott, Ricky Rudd, and today another driver may look to add their name to their list. One little boy can become a pretty big man at the end of the day, as Dylan Murway flew by Matt Kenseth, and he is your new leader in the Brickyard 400. Remember, Dylan Murway has 3 wins to his name this season. He's led the regular season standings for a good majority of the late spring, early summer, save for a couple DNFs. But 3 DNFs have put him 3rd in points. Tony Stewart currently is the regular season points leader. Jimmy Johnson is in 2nd. Coming into this event, Tony Stewart has the 3 wins. He's won the first 2 road course races, plus that last lap win at Martinsville earlier this season. Seems like they say Tony Stewart is at his best when it's hot and slick. I say he's at his best this season when the lights come on. Because he took advantage of Dylan Murway and Jeff Green and Jimmy Johnson mixing it up on the last lap at Martinsville. Took advantage of a pit strategy by Dylan Murway coming down pit road when he was about to run out of fuel. and took advantage of Dylan Murray running out of fuel at the Pocono Road Course. The top 5 has remained relatively unchanged. Dylan Murray, Matt Kenseth, Ryan Newman, Tony Stewart, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Newman is looking under Kenseth for the second spot. Dylan Murray is driving a special paint scheme for his race. This race, compared to him normally driving Man in Black inspired paint schemes. Ooh, was almost big off of turn 4. Dylan Murray really hit the wall and is going to give the lead to the 12 of Ryan Newman. Anyway, as you saw in that starting lineup, Dylan Murray is running a special paint scheme for this race, as is compared to his normal Man in Black inspired paint scheme for day races and just flipping the colors for the night race. Very similar tradition he did last year as well. Ryan Newman is your current leader here in the Brickyard 400. He has led the first stage of this event, 40 laps today. Could probably be seeing pit stops in the next 4 or 5 laps. So this track is, keep in mind, this track is fairly similar to Pocono because of how large it is. And if drivers run out of fuel, it's a long way back. Emphasis on the word long. 2.5. Oh, Newman got the wall off 3 there. Dylan got out of the gas. Otherwise, that could have been a lot worse. Dylan Murray is closing in on the 12 of Newman. Ryan Newman brought his car that he won at Michigan with. To be fair, that car wasn't really the best, but it just came. If it comes down to pit strategy today, look for Ryan Newman to be up front because he's bringing the same car that he won Michigan with. And the 12 Dodge, the 2002 Ray Bestis Rookie of the Year. Ryan Newman looking to add his give himself his second win of his career of the year. Third win of his career up to this point. He won at New Hampshire back in 2002 when he battled Kurt Busch. Granted, that win was rain shortened. His father is a second spotter at this race due to how massive this track is. NASCAR allows drivers to have second spotters typically stationed at the pagoda due to how wide and how far away spotters have to look. Which, when it's green flag racing right now, it's really not that bad. But when things start getting wild, especially on starts and restarts, things get nutty. Dylan Murray trying to look under Newman for the lead. Dylan may have the spot here going into turn 2. He does move Dylan back to the point. All right, dude, pit next time. Pit next time. We might be getting a bit close on fuel here, dude. Remember, we don't want another situation like we had at Pocono last week. Or at Pocono a few weeks ago. Back at the road course. 14 laps complete here in the Brickyard 400. We have a slow car in the backstretch. Unclear who it is. He's currently in turn 3 right now. Dylan Murway is pulling away from Ryan Newman to a full second lead going into turn 3. There's a smoker on the apron right now. It looks like the 21 Ricky Rudd. Tough break for him. The 98 winner of this race when he was driving the 10 car out of his cell phone team. Currently making his way down pit road.
How's the car feel? You haven't got much longer on that left front tire. That car ain't running much longer. You need fuel.
Going down the back stretch, Dylan Murway is going to come down pit road this time to begin his first green flag pit stop of the day.
There's some leaders coming in.
Murway coming to pit lane. And will begin his first pit stop of the day, joined by Ryan Newman and Tony Stewart. First stops of the day for those two.
The crew will now swing over to the left side. This will be a 4-tire stop. 4 tires and 2 cans of 76 racing fuel. As he gets back on the track, good clean stop. No mistake. Just what the team needs.
Heading back out on the racetrack, Dylan Murway will come out 29th. Right, could use a half of a pound of wedge there. So with Dylan Murway, Ryan Newman, and Tony Stewart making those pit stops, that has handed the lead over to the 17 at Kenseth. As we're getting close to the halfway point of today's race here at Indy. Several cars coming out of pit road. Jimmy Johnson, Sterling Marlin, and looks like Jeff Gordon will be doing the same here. Murway will hit the brakes and fall in behind teammate and pseudo-mentor Jeff Gordon.
The 20 car is still there. Be patient. Hey, that's where the nose spot. Keep it. You're clear.
Jeff Gordon came out of the pits in 12th place after this cycle, so this means once we get by the leaders, we should see Jeff Gordon probably cycle inside the top 10. Dylan Murway giving Gordon a bit of a shove past Jarrett going into turn 1. Pushing Gordon all the way to 3rd by the looks of it, and possibly 2nd by the time that these guys get out of turn 2. Dylan Merwig glues himself to the back bumper of Jeff Gordon, pushes him past Kenseth as well. Jeff Gordon is an Indiana native. He would like to win in front of his hometown crowd. He is no stranger to success at this facility. He won the 2001 running of this event. And throughout his career, he would win 2 more times at the Brickyard. He's got 2 seconds to make up if he wants to have a shot at Ryan Newman. Any more stories on this pairing? Dylan Merwig and Jeff Gordon met up with each other during pre-race setups, discussing plans if they were to get near each other. Dylan Merwig said he will work with Jeff Gordon and try to push him to the front as if he has a shot, but they both know if it comes down to it, like 3 to go, both of these drivers are going to start racing. Which, with the stakes of the Brickyard 400, they should. It should be that way. See Jeff Gordon going with the historic theme of this event. He is driving a paint scheme honoring the Wright brothers. The first flight and recorded in American history, honored today here at Speedway India here in the Brickyard 400. Seems fitting that a car honoring American history is being pushed by a car that's painted like the colors of the American flag. And with how hard Dylan's been pushing with Jeff Gordon, I'd say give it maybe a few laps before Gordon gets to the 12 of noon. Question is, catching him is one thing. Passing Newman, especially with how much stakes are behind the Brickyard, passing Newman's going to be another thing, I think. They have closed the gap between Dylan Merwig. Dylan Merwig and Jeff Gordon have closed the gap on Ryan Newman to just over a second. And it looks like Gordon is trying to run a different line for some reason, even though that white line is the best way around this track. Oh. Got more cars down on pit road. Unclear as to why they're down there. Looks like it's mostly just back marker guys that have begun the second round green flag stops. Unclear who is the car that popped up in front of Newman, but it looks like it might slow Newman up and allow Gordon to have a chance to get by. And can't really see. It looks like it might be either Kyle Petty or Sterling Marlin. And it looks like it might be Marlin because it's a great. No, it's got a yellow. No, it's Ward Burton that came up in front of Newman. Newman had to really get out of the gas when when the 22 came out of pit road. That really closed the lead to 0.2 of a second between Newman and Gordon. Gordon is there. Here comes Dylan, dude. Who does he go with? He stays behind Gordon. He's going to push him to the front. Gordon out front here in Indy. And that's the benefits of the draft. Having a friend to work with at a place with high straightaways, being able to work with a guy like Jeff Gordon, pushing him to the front. That's the benefit. Two cars are much faster than one. Jeff Gordon gets pushed out front. He is last week's winner at Dover. Used the same strategy that he pulled in the Coke 600. He's won twice with the Bugs Money paint scheme. Could he win on a car that honors a little bit of American history? He's got 15 laps between there and the finish. We're going to pit together, dude. We're going to pit together. Hey, Jeff, got a copy? Yeah, dude. What's up? By the way, great push, but try not to hit me in the middle of the straightaway like that. You almost turned me a couple times there. Sorry. So, we're both probably about the same on fuel. I'm thinking for our final pit stop, let's both come in together and come out together. That way we can both work together. I can hopefully push you. You can hopefully push me to the win. I already pushed you to the front. We're both already in the chase. So, how's that sound? By the way, stop hitting me in the middle of the freaking straightaway, dude. Hitting me in the middle of the back stretch. Sorry, Jeff. Car's fast, and you just close up. I close up so fast on the car. On you, dude. So, trust me, it's not intentional. I'm not trying to wreck you. I just closing rates so fast with the way these cars are set up. Not trying to wreck you intentionally, man. You good? Here comes Dylan Murway. We're under Jeff Gordon to take the top spot. Move Dylan Murway back to the point. However, Gordon's got a lot of speed. They're still neck and neck. Move Dylan to the point. Gordon to second. Gordon he's going to pull a crossover. Whoa. Over here on Murway. Murway had to pull wide early to avoid getting out of the gas. You can move Gordon back to the point. 11 laps to go. Then Dylan Murray tries a shot underneath Gordon, still neck and neck. Down the backstretch. Murray tucks in back behind Gordon. Still side by side for the race lead. Down the backstretch we go. 10 laps of racing left. In fact, with Gordon and Murway working together as much as they have, they've actually gapped Ryan Newman by 3 full seconds, as you saw on the top 5 crawl on the screen. Will Gordon pit with Dylan? Will Dylan run another lap with Gordon? We're about to find out because we're getting close to that final set of green flag stops. Murway lets off, giving Gordon a lot of room. Gordon stays out. Question it, but keep in mind, we talked about this during our pre-show. Dylan Murray has had a very frustrating early part of the summer stretch of races. His best finish, 5th. He's only got 3 wins. His last win was all the way back in Atlanta at the start of the year. Who did he dominate? That would be the 24 car that he was completely dominating. Right now, I guess you'd say the roles are currently reversed. Jeff Gordon has been credited with leading the most laps today. Just a few moments ago, Jeff Gordon has been confirmed and credited with leading the most laps. Will he be there at the finish? We got 9 laps to go. We have ran this entire race caution-free. Jeff Gordon and Dylan Murray coming out through 3 and 4. And it looks like Gordon stays out again. Another lap. Jeff Gordon stays out front. Dylan's eventually going to have to hold on. He's going to have to pit or probably hope for a caution here. In order for a possible fuel strategy, him to make it to the end. Or just stay right behind Gordon as much as he can. Coming through 3 and 4. I have to pit, bro. I'm almost out of gas. I need to pit. Murray comes out of pit road, and Gordon stays out. We should see pit stops in the next couple laps. Dylan couldn't make the fuel last, unfortunately. Dylan comes out 22nd. Looks like we are beginning our final round of pit stops with 7 to go. Dylan Murray kind of kicked him off. Jeff Gordon is still your leader. Question is, how far away is he on fuel? Because we've ran caution-free. Murray pitted well before Gordon. Could that be the benefit winning move? Could Dylan Murray pitting before Jeff Gordon, his sort of mentor, be the move that puts him in victory lane? Got about 7 laps to find out. Well, 6 now. Several drivers are heading down pit road to begin their final stops of the afternoon. Dylan Murray needed to have a mistake-free race. So far, he's doing just that. Looked a little close there with trying to stretch the fuel with Gordon. But other than that, he's kept his car clean, hasn't gotten in any unnecessary incidents with lap cars. He hasn't ran into somebody for no reason. He's kept it smart. And in order to be perfect at the Brickyard, you need to do that. 5 to go. See Brett Bonine up ahead. He is not pitted yet. in the 11 Ford. Move Dylan Murway to the 9th position. Matt Kenseth is in turn 2. Terry Labonte and Kurt Busch are in the top 3 here with 5 to go. So this means Gordon has pitted. The other Kenseth, Labonte, and Busch have not hit pit lane today. Looks like they're heading in this time. Through 3 and 4, Dylan Murway should reclaim the lead right here. And looks like he will, with 3 laps to go. Jeff Gordon has taken second. Has come out in second. Kenseth is third. Johnson is fourth. Dale Jarrett rounds out the top 5. Dylan Murway and Kevin LePage going at it here. This Dylan needs to get right by him. Here with 2, when he gets 2 to go, he needs to get away from him. Get away from that 57 dude. Oh! And Kevin LePage just took out the leader. Dylan Murway comes to the caution flag. No! Kevin LePage has took out Dylan Murway and Jeff Gordon. Watch this. Woo! Yeah, this might not end well for Kevin LePage. They're still scoring Dylan Murway out front, and Dylan Murway joins Brickyard legends with his 4th win of the season today at Indy. After spinning with 3 laps to go, after a shunt by Kevin LePage, many people thought Jeff Gordon would have taken the win or severely drilled Dylan Murway. But Dylan Murway is able to pull it off, win under caution. That ought to be a feel-good win for him. And he was being told by his team pulling his pits, because I believe they're going to go out and kiss those bricks. Just 5 minutes pit stall, guys.
We usually have more cautions than that, don't we?
Well, I can assure you, all those guys who finished in the back would like to have seen more cautions. Gives them a chance to make adjustments without the penalty of going a lap down. They just didn't have that luxury this time.
The 64 car had some problems on the track with the 57 car.
You don't make it into Winston Cup racing without being competitive. But sometimes these instincts get a little out of hand. Should be fun to see what happens next.
So, 4th win of the year for Dylan Murway. Stays right behind Kevin LePage. LePage doors him coming out off turn 4, spins him out. Many people thought Jeff Gordon would have won the Brickyard for. Watch this. Look at this. When he was sideways, I was waiting for Jeff Gordon. I think they both were waiting for Gordon to just plow right into him. Luckily, it was a single car incident. Jeff Gordon. Hang on. Let's look through accident highlights here. Because did Gordon get across the line first? So watch this. Dylan spins. Immediately gasses it. Comes across the track. I was waiting for him here. So we'll look at this again. By the way, Rusty Wallace fell out of the race with a blown motor. Dylan's already going probably 120. Gordon's going at least 190. Caution scored. Dylan Murway is the race leader. It looked pretty odd, to be honest. I thought Gordon flew right by him. But Dylan Murway's car was positioned out half a car length ahead of Jeff Gordon when the yellow came out. That was kind of odd, a little sketchy, but they got out of it. Yeah. That's a sweet win. Win at the 10th running of the Brickyard 400. That's sweet. So, Dylan Murway wins today at the Brickyard. Jeff Gordon finishes second. Dale Jarrett finishes third. Jimmy Johnson finishes fourth. Ryan Newman finishes fifth. Nat Kenseth finishes sixth. Ward Burton ends up today in seventh. Dale Jr. finishes eighth. Michael Waltrip finishes ninth. And Bobby Labonte rounds out the top 10. Looking through the rest of the field, Tony Stewart ends up 11th. Kevin Harvick finishes 14th after starting 34th. Jeff Burton, who wrecked in qualifying yesterday, ends up finishing 15th. So, after starting last, so he had a fast car. Took advantage of a lot of pit strategy. Wow. Looking through the rest of the field, Kenny Wallace finishes 30th after starting 8th. 3 cars fell out of the race with engine troubles. Ricky Rudd finishes last. All 3 of them Fords. Well, 2 of them Fords, sorry. Rusty Wallace falls out, finishes 41st. They're going to be looking into the Dodge engine reliability for probably the next time we go to a high-speed track. And especially Ford reliability, because 2 engines blew up within 10 laps of each other. So, meanwhile, we'll take a look at next week's race, the Sylvania 300 at the New Hampshire International Speedway. You can catch it next Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. As we take a look at point standings and awards for the week, Murray moves back to second with his win today. He's got 49 points to beat Tony Stewart. So for the awards, Dylan Murray won the pole. Jeff Gordon led the most laps. Jeff Burton passed the most cars. Jeff Gordon had the fastest lap, partially because Dylan Murray and him were working together. Dylan Murray was the best rookie, and Earnhardt Jr. made the best pass of the race. You can open up the lead to 800 points between Dylan Murray and Jamie McMurray. 9 poles in the season for him. Junior is the closest driver with 2. And manufacturer standings, Chevrolet continues its dominating performance over Ford in the EA Sports Lap Championship. And Dylan Murray has led 626 laps on the season. Next Saturday at 1:30, tune in for the running of the Sylvania 300 from the New Hampshire International Speedway.